Welcome to another Meeples and Milkshakes Board Game Cafe unboxing video. I'm Jim, and we have 6 boxes to unbox today. Let's get right at it. Let's see what's in here. Some puzzles. All right, let's start with this. This is called a puzzle pad, and it's for 500 to 1,000 piece puzzles. If you're making a puzzle, recommend that you make it on this. And then if you need to remove it from the table while you're working on it, you can just roll it up apparently and put it back out on the table. I've never used one, but it seems like a great idea if you're working on puzzles. We do have some restocks of, well, not restocks, but new puzzles today. So here is a 1,000-piece Schmidt puzzle. And I will always struggle to find the names of these things. It's called Hut on the Atlantic. That's a very pretty scene. Next up we have the Deluxe edition of Puerto Rico, which I believe it comes with a couple expansions in the box and some nicer components. Oh. This new expansion for Sagrada comes in a smaller box than previous ones. This is the Sagrada Life expansion. I have not had a chance to play this one yet, but let's look together at what it says. Return to the famous Sagrada Familia Cathedral in Sagrada Life, the second of the 3 great Facades expansions. This modular expansion explores the journey of life through hardships and helpers and everything inside or hand-picked modules to enhance your crafting experience. It introduces new challenges to test your artisanal skills, gain helpful abilities through apprentice cards, draft masterwork dice, tackle tricky restrictions worth more points, and reap the rewards for rising to the challenge of toil public objectives. Will your stained glass window be a true masterpiece? Just looking at the pictures on the back, it's very intriguing. I am a big fan of Sagrada, and I can't wait to try this one. This looks like a really good expansion for the game with some new, like I said, new challenges, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. Next up, we have a new game, Adventure Mart, and unfortunately, I don't know much about this one either. As you guys know, I had some tricky family business to deal with last month, and so I'm behind on learning games and things like that. But here we have Adventure Mart, and this is a 2 to 4 player game that takes only an hour to play. It says you outsmart your competition and serve at a fantastical array of adventures as you battle to make more gold than your opponents. So this kind of reminds me of Bargain Quest. It's another game where you are playing the shopkeep instead of the adventurers in a fantasy adventure world. And I do love the art style on this one. And this one, whereas Bargain Quest plays up to 6 players, this plays 4. Just from what I'm seeing on the picture in the back of the box, it looks like it might be a slightly simpler game too than Bargain Quest, which is super fun, by the way. Definitely worth looking into. And Adventure Mart, I know that this was getting a lot of rave reviews this summer when we were doing the virtual open house for the distributor that carries Hub Games, and a lot of the retailers were talking about it afterwards, saying that this was one to look for because it was going to be very popular. So there it is, Adventure Mart. We now have that as well. Restock of Onitama, which is a abstract 2-player game, kind of chess-like, but different. Comes in this nice tall box. Haven't had this in stock for a while, glad to get it again. Wow, that is a pretty ship. We have a XI class light shuttle for Star Wars X-Wing 2nd edition. This is a special order. Looks really nice. Next up we have a restock of Hive, which is a 2-player abstract game with these beautiful hexagonal tiles. This is a game that I just keep coming back to anytime I just feel like this kind of a game, pull it out. It's very easy to learn and fairly quick to play. I'm not necessarily very good at it, but whether I win or lose, I'm always having a good time playing Hive. Next up, this might be the game, the Hub game that people were the most excited about at that open house that I was telling you about. So this is a very simple game, but apparently tons and tons of fun. Cleverly place frogs on the game board to flip adjacent tiles, hiding some frogs, revealing others. At the end of the game, the player with the most frogs face up is the winner. Plan ahead, watch out for snakes, and flip your way to victory. Very, very simple game. Ages 6 and up, 2 to 4 players, 15 minutes. I love a quick game. I love a game that I can play 2 or 3 times in a row, especially if I've just learned it, because then, you know, by the end of the first game, I'll finally have learned it properly and I can play it again right away since it's a fast one. That's great. Next up, Tichu. Now, this game, I don't know, but the back of the box says it's a partnership game for 4. The game comes with 2 complete decks of cards, so players may alternate playing decks when playing with 4 or play with larger groups. The groups, however, should not exceed 10 players. Well, nobody's really playing 10-player games right now, but it's here. It says 642 million Chinese play Tichu nearly every day. The goal of the game is very simple, just to get rid of your cards. I have heard this would be a great one to have in our Board Game Cafe library, so I brought in this. One will be for sale and one will be in our library. Then we have, for the first time, Survive, Escape from Atlantis. This is the 30th anniversary edition that came out a few years ago. This is a really fun take that game. This copy is special ordered, and there's one other copy that will go up on meeples.ca and be available in the store. In this game, you're trying to escape Atlantis before the island basically disappears. It's falling into the water. You're trying to get your people, your meeples, from the island onto the boats and onto the safe land in the corners of the map. But your opponents are going to be trying to do everything they can to make your boat sink or get sharks and other nasty things to eat your people so that you don't get them safely back where you're going to score points for them. So it is somewhat of a mean game, to be perfectly honest, and for some people that's what makes this super, super fun. I do like this game, and there are certain people that will just always trounce me at this game. I'm not very good at it at all, but it is definitely a fun one and worth checking out. So if you haven't tried Survive, you can try it. It's in our board game library, but also we have a copy for sale now. Oh yeah. Oh, so cool. Here we have the anniversary edition of Reiner Knizia's cooperative Lord of the Rings game. Oh, this is a Lord of the Rings game I never got to play because it was out of print before I found out about it, but I'm looking forward to giving this one a try. Apparently it's quite similar to the original game. I think they might have updated some of the art or something, but yeah, pretty similar. Next up we have Cosmic Colonies. This game was recommended to me by a customer. I have not had the chance to read about this one even at all, but it's by Floodgate Games, who make Sagrada, if I remember correctly. This one by Sagrada by Floodgate as well, I think. Let's see. Yep, Floodgate Games. So they make good games, right? This is a 1 to 5 player game, so great solo mode, hopefully, in this one. 30 to 45 minutes. Asteroids blast through the cosmos, each one packed with possibilities. One may be a perfect new home, but it takes a stellar team to build a cosmic colony. Wow, very cool. Players must leverage their workers' unique abilities to gather resources, construct new buildings, while cleverly expanding their colonies. Each round begins new opportunities and new talent brings. Your old workers will blast off to other players while their workers orbit around to join your team. Using clever planning, you can build the best celestial city to shine the brightest in the cosmic colonies. Very nice. I really like the art style in this game. The cards look cool. So, these are both going to be available on meeples.ca. So this box is going to make everybody happy because this is a full case of Kulami, which I would like to see nominated as Spiel des Jahres winner this year because I think it's that good. We opened this game and we needed to learn it, so our staff opened it and played it, which meant it had to go in the quarantine. And then the next day, when it was time to go out on the shelf, instead of the staff putting it on the shelves, the staff played it again and then had to put it back in quarantine. And that includes Lucas over here, who absolutely loves this game, and Xavier, who's behind the camera, who absolutely loves this game, and James, who absolutely loves this game. And yeah, see, he loves it, and I love it, And we have had a couple people now finally get to play it. But this game is so special. We are going to have 2 copies of it in the library, and as a special treat for us, we are opening a copy that's going to be our staff copy that we're always going to be able to play. And so let me show you this really awesome game. Let me get this box out of the way so I can show you it properly. I can teach this game. This will be the first time I do a full teach of a game out of the box in one of these videos. I'm just going to randomly take these beautiful wooden tiles. Take a look at these beautiful wooden tiles. I'm going to set these up in some kind of random assortment. There we go. Doesn't have to be a perfect square. So let's, oh, I just messed that up, didn't I? Oh, no, not quite a perfect square. There we go. And then it has 2 little trays that come out of the box, one for each player. I'll put them side by side for the purpose of this video. And then you take the marbles, you put them in the trays. Oh, I missed a piece, thanks, Soldier. There we go, that can go there. Now, here's how you play the game. You're trying to get majority on as many of these tiles as you can. So I'll be first player, I'll be red, and I'll just place a marble somewhere. And then I'm going to take my pawn and place it on top. The next player now has to play a black marble, and they have to play it either in the same column or the same row as the person who just played before them. But you're not allowed to play on the same tile, any tiles that have pawns on them. So maybe that person goes there. Now they put their pawn on. Now it's red's turn. They have to play in either this row or this column, but they can't play on any tile that has a pawn on it. So maybe red will go there. Now you move your pawn there. Now it's black's turn. Black has to play in this row or this column without playing on either of these tiles. And black's just gonna go here. Now, you're gonna keep doing this till you've either used all of the marbles or there are no valid moves. So, that's all of the rules of the game. Now, how do you score the game? Let's just put out some marbles. Set up a scenario here. Obviously, there would be more marbles at the end of the game than this, but this will be enough to teach the scoring, which is very, very simple. You want to have majority on as many of the tiles as you can. Now, for the purpose of this quick teach, we didn't even put any marbles on these, so let's just ignore them. This one belongs to black because black had the most marbles on it. This one belongs to red. This one belongs to black because black has more marbles on it. They don't have to be full. This one is black's. This one is red's. Red, black. Nobody gets this one because they have the same number. And these ones were empty too for a quick little teach. Now to count the score, you just count the size of each of the squares. So that's 6 points, plus 2 is 8, plus 6 is 14, 16, and then 12, or 6, 12, 16. Actually, this is a tie game. I've never seen that happen in real life, but the scores are usually in the 20s. That is Kulami, that's the whole game. You play until, the board will almost be full if you get through all the marbles. And boy, is this game fun. I've taught you an entire game all the way from the beginning to the end in just a couple of minutes. It's that easy, but all of us just love it to bits. And that's why we bought so many copies for the store. We're gonna have, again, 2 in the library, 1 for us, and we'll have more to sell to you to take home. It's only $21.95, which is the other thing I love about this game. If I remember correctly, that's the price, right? $21.95? Yeah, it's super cheap. Like, these are real wood. Like, these are really nice components. It's actually smooth. You're not gonna get any splinters on these wood. It's all sanded. It's gorgeous components and really inexpensive, just that easy. And I can't say enough about good things about this game. And yeah, this will be available on meeples.ca and in store very soon. Well, tomorrow. So there we go, Sunday, come down and get it. Yeah, so let's move on. I'm gonna put this away and we'll continue with the unboxing. right, so as you can see, we have a box of puzzles. Whoa, 3,000 piece. Oh right, the Hollywood puzzle, Hollywood XXL. There's also a smaller version of the Hollywood puzzle that's 1,000 pieces. Wow, very cool. Two different layouts too. One is landscape and the other one is portrait orientation. Oh wow, these look really fun. Tons of classic Hollywood celebrities in these nice puzzles. Whoa, that is gorgeous. What is this one called? Of course it's on the bottom. Locomotive. Well, there you go. Of course it's Locomotive. Isn't that nice? I love the detail on this one. So this is a very pretty one. It's called Kitchen Potpourri. Very colorful. Lots of different types of food. The patterns there will be surely be very interesting to try to piece together. Oh wow, this nice alpine. What is this one called? Mountain Paradise. Sure is. Lots of interesting patterns in this one too. I'm sure the mountains will be challenged to put together, and that big log, the driftwood or whatever. That's not driftwood on the mountains, but big log. Oh yeah. Okay. This one is a restock. This is called Sales Set, and we have two of these. This is one of the nicest ones I think that we've had, and we've had this a few times, and it always sells out real quick. Very beautiful, big ship. So we have two of those. All right, so Metro X, the rail and write game. You can see it is a roll and write game. Actually, it's a flip and write game, not a roll and write game. But I love train games, so when I saw this was available by Gamewright, I thought, okay, I need one of these for our library. This is not just so that I can play it. Nope, not just so I can play it, but yeah, it is. But also, you'll be able to play it too when you come to the library, because Metro X is going to be in our library. Next up, Byzanz. This is a game that friends of mine really like, and one of these is going to go in the library, and then we have two more copies that will be available for you to take home. So I have not played Byzanz yet, unfortunately. It is a card game with lots of numbers on them and very cute art, and yeah, all I know is that my friends like it, so that was enough for me to want to bring it in. There we go, Byzanz. Next up, we have a special order for Men at Work, and two more copies that will go in the actually, one might even go in the store, in the library. Look at these cute construction meeples. Isn't that nice? Quite a big fan of this, actually. And one of my customers actually said this is his very favorite co-op game. So that makes me happy. And so I think we're going to put this in the library, and the other one's a special order, and then the other one will be available for you, perhaps. Next, we have Ganz, Schön, Clever Challenge 1. This is a new score pad with slightly different scoring parameters for the That's So Clever Ganz, Schön, Clever game, which is an awesome roll and write game that we love here. So this score pad's going to be in our library. Then another game that, quite honestly, I bought for me, but it will be in our library. This is a Tom Russell game from Hollandspiel, and it's called Dinosaur Table Battles, as you can see. And they had a previous game called Table Battles, and as you can see on the back of the box, it says a couple of years ago, Mary, that's Tom's wife, Mary, asked them to make a dinosaur version of Table Battles. And so here it is. Dinosaur Table Battles is a really neat strategy card game, and I cannot wait to play this. And I'm looking forward to learning this and playing this, and then being able to teach you here at the cafe when you come to play games. Tom Russell designs very thinky games, and this I'm very much looking forward to. Like, I've been looking forward to this for probably a year since I first heard about it, and I've never been able to find it until now. So there we go. Very happy to have Dinosaur Table Battles in our library. All right, next up, a game we've been looking forward to restocking since the summer, when we only had a couple copies and they went right away. Okanagan, Valley of the Lakes. Now, of course, Meeples and Milkshakes Board Game Cafe is in Penticton, which is in the heart of the Okanagan Valley. And this is a really fun game. It's kind of Carcassonne-like, but there's a bit more resource management. You might think of it closer to like Carcassonne with traders and builders, but again, it's slightly different. Very competitive game. I think this game is perfect at 4 players. You really benefit from the tightness on the board when you have a full player count. I think at fewer players, it's still a fine game, but the experience is best when you have a full player count and you have the maximum amount of competition and anxiety involved in every decision. It really shines at 4 players. It's a great game. Fun fact, this game was originally going to be called Winnipeg, and for some reason they decided to change it. I found out this little fun fact a few years ago at the first, was it the first? Yeah, the first Shucks in Vancouver, the Shut Up and Sit Down convention, Shucks. They were demoing this game at that convention, and I just fell in love with it then. And of course, since it's named Okanagan, I had to have it. And we played it a bunch of times at home and really loved it. So now I'm very happy, and we do have it in our library. And I'm very happy now to be able to have a bunch of these for you to take home with you as well. So, Okanagan Valley of the Lakes. Great tile laying game by Madigo. And then lastly in this box, Byzanz Volk. This is a 2-player game. Takes about 2.5 hours to play. Sort of a heavier game. And this is a game that some of my friends absolutely love. They're always telling me I need to play this with them. I still have not had a chance to play this game. But now I have my own copy for the first time in our library, and we have a copy to sell as well. So this is going in the library. We have quite a lot of heavy games in our library. Actually, we have a ton of light games, a ton of medium games, and a ton of heavy games. There's all kinds of games in our library because I have a very wide spectrum of the games that I like. I'm not just like a heavy gamer, a light gamer, a party gamer. I like pretty much all kinds of games. And that's meant that our library is also very diverse, so that's good. But this was a hole in my library, and I didn't have it in part because my friends had it. It didn't make sense for me to have it. But now that I have the Game Cafe library to take care of, and I'm the curator of it, this is a game that I really wanted us to have. So now we do, and you can take one home too. Okay, so first up, adventure games, discover the story, Monochrome Inc. So this is well, I haven't played these adventure games. These are like storybook games. Let's read the box together. I'll read you. I only have the one copy here. It says, a thrilling adventure set in the headquarters of Monochrome Inc., a biotech company with some nasty secrets. You manage to get inside, and then it's up to you to figure out what to do. Similar to a PC adventure game, players have to explore spaces, combine items, find clues, and talk to people. Step by step, you start to grasp the plot and devise a plan. A fascinating story unfolds with each action. A cooperative board game with simple rules and 3 chapters for players 16 and older. It's a 1 to 4 player game, and I've heard very good things about these adventure games. So this one, I think we're gonna put this in the library. Actually, this seems like a really good one to have in the library. Next up, we have some restocks of Exploding Kittens. We have the Not Safe for Work edition and the standard edition. This is the super fun card game, which is basically a deck of cards to play Russian roulette with without the bullets and the blood. Thankfully, it's a very fun game. The art is done by the Oatmeal. Game is designed by Elan Lee. And in this game, you have a hand of cards that have neat things that they do. And at the end of your turn, you must draw a card off the top of the deck. Some of the cards are Exploding Kittens, and if you draw an Exploding Kitten, you are out of the game. Thankfully, it's a very short game, so you won't be sitting there watching too long without having fun. Although even watching this game is a lot of fun. So the cards in your hand are going to be all cards that are going to help you get out of having to draw a card or help you mess with the deck. So maybe look at some of the cards so you know whether or not the card you're going to draw is an Exploding Kitten or not. Or set up the order of the cards so you know that person that you want to lose is going to draw that unless they do something to stop it on their turn. Lots and lots of fun. And then the sort of kind of rude version is in the black box. So that's Exploding Kittens. We also have a restock of Poetry for Neanderthals, which includes a inflatable club. This is a game where you have to get people to guess a word, but you're only allowed to use monosyllabic words in doing that. And if you accidentally use a word with more than one syllable, you get bopped on the head by the club. We have a copy of this in our library. We did not put the club in the box. We left it out for obvious reasons. We can't condone violence here, but you can do whatever you want with it at home. So this is also by the people who make Exploding Kittens. Another game from the people who make Exploding Kittens is On a Scale of 1 to T-Rex. I have not played this game. I would like to though, because I like most of the games that they make. So let's see, what does it say here? How it works: each player is given an action. Everyone performs their action at the same time. You win by guessing the intensity of each other's performances. Oh wait, hold on, I missed a step. Your action isn't a secret. Everyone knows what everyone else is doing. The secret is how intensely you perform it on a scale of 1 to 10. So you win by guessing the intensity of each other's performances. In the midst of all that roaring, dancing, meowing, and yodeling, you must find someone on the same level as you. So this one is not going to go in the library yet. I'm going to put this one up for sale. I think it might be a little bit weird to have people screaming in the library, to be quite honest. So just for the sake of the ambiance, I'm not going to put this one in there yet, but one of these days I'd like to play it, try it. Maybe I'll watch a video about it, and maybe I'll be convinced I should put it in the library, but this one's going to go for sale. And we have a restock of a very, very fun cooperative word guessing game called Letter Jam. You are going to have one card in front of you where the letter is facing all of your friends, and they will all have a letter in front of them facing you and your friends other than them. You use those letters to make words, and you're trying to help each other guess what letters are in front of them. Super fun, and it plays great at all player counts, and I really love this game by Czech Games Edition. Then we have That's a Question by Czech Games as well. Vlada Chevatil designed this one, and players take turns asking questions. You build a question from the cards in your hand and choose a player to answer. Everyone else tries to guess what the answer will be. They get points for guessing right, and you get points when they guess wrong, so you want to ask tough questions. So, looks like a really neat game. Actually, I think I am going to put this one in the library. It looks like a good cafe game, actually. But if you want a copy of this game, I can order it in, and I can sell it to you as well. Next up, we have Troll and Dragon. I don't know anything about this one, to be perfectly honest. But it looks pretty fun. It's a 2 to 5 player game that only takes 20 minutes to play, and it's a push your luck game. And the components look pretty neat, and I like the art style. And it's ages 7+, so it's a good family game. Then we have another game that I don't know. This is Dead Man's Draw. Now, just to explain something, all the games in this box came in a special bundle that was put together by our distributor, so I didn't have the choices of these games, so that's why there's some games in here that I'm like, wow. I mean, it's happening more regularly now that I don't know all the games in the box, but like definitely don't know anything about this one, unfortunately. Dead Man's Draw. Press your luck as a pirate trying to amass the most booty. Here's the catch: get too greedy and you could lose it all. Players draw cards one at a time trying to collect the most loot. Draw different suits and your treasure grows, but if you get 2 of the same suit, you bust. Oh, that kind of is a bit reminiscent of Ink and Gold, which is a game I really like. Sounds a bit different though. I like small box push your luck games. Very cool. I think I'll put this one in the library too. I love that kind of a game. Then we have Roll For It. I have heard of this one. The Roll It, Match It, Score It game. I think I'm gonna put this in the library as well. Fun, fast, and easy. Take turns rolling dice and matching cards, trying to score 40 points. Each roll represents new opportunities with fun decisions to make. The rules are simple: roll it, match it, score it. But look out, other players may steal the card you're shooting for, so hurry up, pick up the dice, and roll for it. Yeah, there we go. That's going to go in the library as well. Farmini, another game, Loki Games game. Collect animals in cornfields to win the game, but be careful of the wolf. This is a 1 to 4 player game that takes 15 minutes, ages 5 and up. So great little kids game. And I like to have lots of kids games in the library, so we're gonna put this one in the library as well. Boss Monster, I've had a lot of fun playing this one. This is a card game for 2 to 4 players. It's been a long time since I've played it, but it's a really fun game. This is a standalone card game, and I really like the 8-bit video game style graphics on the cards in this game, and it's a bit of a push your luck game. And yeah, it's a lot of fun actually, and it's 155 cards. That's why this box is fairly big. There's a lot of cards in this, and it says 13, ages 13 and up. I honestly think you could play this with younger kids, maybe as young as 10 or 11. But yeah, it's super fun, and especially if you like that art style, give this one a try. Boss Monster. Next up is Wayfinders. Wayfinders we unboxed recently, so this is actually a restock. I don't know this game, unfortunately, either, but it's by the designer of Decrypto, which is a really cool game. I really love the art and components of this game, and Pandasaurus Games has been knocking out of the park the last couple of years with all their awesome games. So this is definitely one to check out. Now that we have 2 copies, we might actually put one of these in the library as well. We'll have to take a look and see if we think it's appropriate for the library. And then lastly, SOS Dino. This was nominated, I believe it was a nominee for the Spiel des Jahres 2018, SOS Dino. Draw a tile, place it on the board, then move one of the dinos closer to the safety of the mountains. Pay attention to lava and meteor showers. I really love the components. I'm hoping that isn't the only little mini that's in the box. I'm hoping there's one for all of those cute dinosaurs. Let's see, can we see here? Oh, it looks like there is. There's at least 2. Wow. I love the components on this. This is really neat, and this is for ages 7 and up. So this might go in the library too as a kids game. We need lots of kids games because lots of kids are coming, and we want games that are appropriate for them. They're easy to learn. All right, so that is it for us tonight with our unboxing, and thanks very much for watching our video, and please hit that thumbs up button if you enjoy these videos. Share them with your friends, and also share the news with your friends that the Board Game Cafe is now fully open. We are so excited with the response that we've had from the community. Had lots of people in here throughout the day playing games and enjoying the food. The food has been getting awesome reviews, and so thank you so much to Xavier, who's behind the camera, for all of his effort in doing an amazing menu and doing a great job with the cooking and everything else to do with our food. You're gonna love it in here. We've done such a thorough job with making sure it's safe here for everybody to play, and people are telling us they really appreciate the effort that we've put into this place. And you know, this is the place where we want to play games. We're big into games. We love playing games. We missed not having a board game cafe where we lived, and we wanted a great one. So we've done the best job we can, and we really hope that you're going to love it too. So please come down and check us out. Reservations are not required, but we do accept reservations, and definitely is recommended in the evenings and weekends to make a reservation just in case we are full, which has happened a few times now. So yeah, but definitely come check us out, please. Again, subscribe to our YouTube video channel, please, and you'll get notified when we put up more of these videos, if you hit that bell icon anyway. So until next time, thanks very much for watching these videos. We'll have another one coming up very soon, because we'll have more boxes arriving early next week. So thanks very much. Have a great day and a great weekend. Bye.